Hey lovely people, how are you doing? I hope you all are doing great and enjoying your life. Also enjoying your speaking English journey. So today I'm here to discuss something. Actually, it is something that is related with our journey. As we know that we all want to enhance our communication skills, and that is the reason we are here connecting with each other, right? But you know what? If I say about today's video, I have uploaded so many other videos with Nirmal sir. But why am I here today? Because I want to express my gratitude to sir. You know what? He has plethora of knowledge. आप सबको मैं बोलना चाहूँगी, if you really want to strengthen your roots of this language, must watch his videos. आपको पता ही नहीं है शुरुआत कहाँ से करनी है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Go to his channel, watch his video. You will get the clarity from where you have to begin. I bet you, और मैं बिल्कुल गारंटी के साथ बोल सकती हूँ कि इससे ज़्यादा ईजी तरीका कोई नहीं है अपने बेस को स्ट्रेंथन करने का, मजबूत करने का. आपको पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आएगा. So do visit his channel and watch his videos.
Should again sum up for our learners what we have taught them up to now or discussed with them up to now. So we have already covered the whole tense. This is the first thing that we have done. We have not taught the tense the way grammar is taught. We have told them to master 8 structures. And those 8 structures are said in English with the help of 8 verb patterns. And those verb patterns are tense, because tense in grammar is the form of verb in time. So when our learners, they master those verb patterns, they have done their tense, and rather more than tense, because we have taught them intention and compulsion sentences also. And after that, we told them about 2 divisions of sentences. For example, structural division, positive, negative, interrogative, and then the tonal division. In tonal division, they had assertive sentences, and then they had interrogative sentences, then imperative, and then optative, then exclamatory, and then let sentences. This we have already shared with them. And also we have shared them the idea of passive structure. When see in grammar, the idea of passive structure doesn't become very clear to our learners, but we have actually told them to remember 2 simple things. If the subject is doer, the structure is active structure, and if the subject is non-doer, then the structure is passive structure. And we have told them how to handle the passive structures also. They can learn it in a single sitting, for example. In all passive structures, they use V3 everywhere, and then they have to pick up only the helping words that are easier to pick up. So we have discussed all this with them. And last time we discussed with them the narration, change of narration. And change of narration is understood at the time when our learner starts speaking in English, actually. So when you start speaking in English, you are faced with the problem of saying somebody's words in your words. So when you learn how to say somebody else's words in your words, so you have mastered the narration, this kind of change of narration. And Neha, last time we told them that see inside the commas, they can expect one of those 6 tonal division kinds of sentences. For example, inside the commas, there can be assertive sentences, which are statements. There can be interrogative sentences, which are questions. And then there can be imperative sentences, and then optative sentences, exclamative sentences, and the sentences that begin with let. We have discussed all these things in detail with them last time, how they first of all need a conjunction, for example. A conjunction is needed to connect the first part with the second part. And then if the first part is in the past tense, then the rest of the sentence is also to be made in past tense. This we have told them this. And we have also shared with them how to change personal pronouns. Personal pronouns inside the commas are also to be changed according to the situation where somebody is describing somebody else's words. So we have done all this. But last time, a minor mistake was made by me in summing up that idea. See, I told them that, first of all, they need a conjunction, for example. And when I was telling them that helps them at 4 places, so I made a mistake there, I'm clear. But now I want to clarify to my learners that is helpful to them in 4 cases. Number 1, assertive sentences. My mother said to me, "You are my darling." My mother told me that I was her darling. So that connects here. Then optative sentences. My mother said, "May you live long." My mother wished that I might live long. Or my mother said, "May God give you long life." My mother prayed that God might give me long life. And then exclamatory sentences. The poet said, "What a beautiful flower." The poet exclaimed that the flower was very beautiful. So again that. Then finally the sentences that begin with let, they are also connected with that. For example, suggestion. My friend said to me, let us take tea. My friend suggested that we should take tea. And then permission center. The boy said, let me go in. The boy requested that he might be allowed to go in. The officer said, let the boy come in. The officer ordered that the boy might be allowed to come in. So these are the four cases where that is used as conjunction. So here I made a mistake, but now it is very clear to our learners
Yes.
that see that helps us in four cases. Number one, assertive sentences. Number two, optative sentences. Number three, exclamatory sentences, and number four, let sentences.
Exactly.
Okay, and then in case of interrogative sentences, then they use if or whether.
Right.
But if the question inside begins with an interrogative word, then if or whether are also not needed. This also we have explained to our learners.
Yeah.
And then finally, in imperative sentences, to connects the both the parts. For example, I said to the boy, get out. I ordered the boy to get out. So two connects the latter part with the first part. So this was the summing up that I needed to do for making things clear to our learners. And now today we share some very important points on punctuation with our learners. So punctuation is a very long area, and we do not want to just cover the whole territory, because most of the things our learners learn themselves when they start writing and speaking. But I always stress six very simple and important points that our learners should keep in mind in the name of punctuation. For example, first point is that they should be very careful in using their capital letters and small letters. It is very important. These days, these days people are careless. They see, I come across so many learners when they sit down to write. See, arbitrarily, somewhere they will use capital letters, somewhere they use small letters. So it is a complete mess. So, but we should know now, our learner must know that he should be very careful about his capital and small letters. For example, capital letter is used in the beginning of the sentence or
Right.
with proper nouns. So nowhere else they are to use any capital letter. Number one. Second is the singular numbers and plural numbers. So again, here again, caution is needed. Our learners make mistakes. Huh? So for example, singulars and plurals, they hardly care, and it then it results in very serious errors. For example, suppose they are making a simple present sentence. If they have no idea of singular and plural, then they will make mistakes. They are to say the bird flies in the sky,
Huh.
and the birds fly in the sky.
Right.
So they are to be careful about all this. And
Yes.
then similarly, sometimes the two major mistakes that they make. People is a plural. People is a
Right.
noun, which is plural. Log. People
Yes.
means log.
Right.
But sometimes our learners add s to it. People.
Yes.
They say people, and this is wrong. So if
Hmm.
peoples, no doubt, peoples is also plural. But peoples, when you use peoples, you add s to people, then people becomes nations, or peoples of the
Right.
world. For
Yes.
example, nations of the world. लेकिन
Hmm.
लोग जहाँ हम लोग की सेंस में यूज करते हैं, वहां तो हम पीपल को प्लूरल,
Hmm.
पीपल का मतलब ही होता है लोग, तो इसके
Hmm.
साथ ऐसे की जरूरत नहीं है। अगर
Yes.
ऐसे यूज करेंगे तो इसका मतलब चेंज हो जाएगा, ये बन जाएगा नेशंस ऑफ द वर्ल्ड।
Nations.
ओके,
Right.
तो एक तो ये गलती कॉमन है जो अपने लर्नर करते हैं। और दूसरी वो गलती करते हैं चिल्ड्रन। फॉर एग्जांपल,
हाँ.
चिल्ड्रन पहले
Right.
प्लूरल है, वो अननेसेसरली उसके साथ चिल्ड्रन लगा देते हैं।
Children.
तो हाँ, दे आर टू बी वेरी केयरफुल। So this is the second point, the singulars and plurals. And then third point is a and. They must use a and. So there is now, by and large, people have started ignoring see a and an in their structures, and it's a very serious mistake. And Neha, our learners must know that a and an, they come with singular nouns. For example, I
Right.
have a book. I have a book. I have an apple. I have a book. I have an apple. This is how we use it.
Hmm.
And again, they must know that a and an are not used with adjectives. I
Good.
he is good. See, good is adjective. He is good.
Right.
Nobody writes he is a good. So he is, for example, he is clever. He is
Hmm.
clever. Clever is an adjective. Nobody says he is a clever. So they are to be very careful. They are not to use a and an with adjectives. They are to use a and an with singular nouns. Huh? But if a singular noun has an adjective before it, again they are to use a and. For example, when I say that he is a man, it is correct. But again, if I say he is a good man, If I use good before man, again I will have to use a. He is a good man. He is a man. He is a good man. So man preceded by adjective also takes a before it. Okay. And similarly, apple. It is an apple. It is an apple. So it is a sweet apple. It is a sweet apple. If sweet comes before apple, then again a will have to be used. So this is what our learners should know. They should be very careful from now on. They should be very careful about using their a and n with singular nouns. Okay. And the fourth point is a very simple point. They are to use full stops. They have stopped using full stops these days.
Right.
Whenever they complete a statement, they are to put a full stop. They are not forgetting. This was the fourth point. And the fifth point was sign of interrogation. If they are writing a question somewhere, they must put sign of interrogation after that.
Yes.
So and then sixth point is about commas. Commas, they are to use commas also. For example, suppose somebody says, I went to the market, I bought a pen, a pencil, a book, and some stationery. Okay. So they are to use commas here, for example. I bought a pen, comma, a pencil, comma, a book, comma, and stationery and stationery. And see, normally people do not put comma before and, but these days they have started putting comma before and also. So if our learners put a comma before and or not, or they don't put a comma or they put a comma, it is the same thing. But they are to use comma in a sentence where there is a mention of more than one thing, for example. Okay, I went to the market, I bought a pen, comma, a pencil, comma, a notebook, comma, and some stationery. So they are to use commas like this. And if at the end of the sentence they use etc, etc means etc.
Etc.
See, even before etc, they are to use a comma. I went to the market. I bought a pen, comma, a pencil, comma, a notebook, comma, a book, comma, etc., etc. Okay. So etc. also takes a comma before. So, Neha, these are the six simple points that our learners they must keep in mind. For example, they are to be careful about their capital letters and small letters. They are to be careful about their singulars and plurals. They are to use a and an wherever needed, and they are to put a full stop at the end of a statement. They have to put a sign of interrogation at the end of a question, and they are to learn how to use their commas. These six simple points go a long way to help them. In the absence of these, the quality of their answer comes down if they are not paying attention to all these.
Exactly.
So these are the six simple points that I wanted to share with our learners. And from now on, whenever they write, they should pay attention to these six suggestions
Yes.
that we have made about punctuation. So it is good up to now. See, Neha, next, see, it is perhaps, it is enough for today, maybe, है ना?
Yes,
And
sir.
next time we'll take up something different.
Right.
Okay, thank you
Right.
very much. God
Thank you,
bless
sir.
you, and God bless our learners. Thank you very much. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.